Programs that impose on the people an unwarranted or financial burden. And if I should later be attacked for neglecting my constituents' interests, I shall reply that I was informed their main interest is liberty. And that cause of liberty, I am doing the very best I can. Those words from Barry Goldwater, 47 years ago, predicted the candidacy of the man we gathered to support today as our standard bearer for president in 2008, Dr. and Congressman Ron Paul. Ron Paul's message is so needed today. To restore constitutional government, to remove America from the mess in Iraq and shut down the American empire that has over 700 military bases all over the world, and foreign entanglements that are drawing increasing hatred around the world and bankrupting our country. To give up the arrogant and destructive ideas that we should force our way of life on others, or to act as the world's policemen. Repeal the income tax. And to abolish the Federal Reserve and restore That sounds sort of nerdy when to balance social issues with respect to civil liberty. To dismantle the police state apparatus the Bush administration and the Democrats have constructed in the name of fighting global terrorism. I'm here to talk to you today for a few minutes about the deeper meaning of what we call the Ron Paul Revolution. Ron's son Robert and Representative Charles Keyes will be able to go into more depth about Dr. Paul's issues. What I want to do, and what I think is very important, is to put the Ron Paul Revolution into historical perspective. Because what is happening now doesn't happen very often. And right now we are at a major crossroads in our nation. If you don't understand this, you will not be able to do what is done. Nor will you be able to recognize and avoid the enemies of this movement. Victor Hugo once said that there's nothing more powerful than an idea whose time has come. And this idea for this time is the message of freedom. Groundswell for Ron Paul. This 72-year-old doctor politician, kindly looking gentle grandfather, has practically come out of nowhere to astound all the political commentators. This message cuts across all political parties, all age groups, all genders, all incomes, religion, and ethnicity. He has struck a resounding chord in people grasp it to make sense of what they know is a country that is bizarrely out of focus and in many ways spinning out of control. Many Paul supporters have been too disillusioned to ever vote before. As one 42-year-old California yoga teacher said so aptly, what's happening right now is a paradigm shift in American politics. These divisions, Democrat, Republican, conservative, liberal, are breaking down because there's really no distinction anymore between parties.